So, what I want to know is your why for this course. I don't need to know it. I want you to know it. And I want you to be clear because as the days and weeks go on, you're going to find all kinds of resistance that's going to come at you and come up within you and outside of you to keep you from learning what we're learning. So, if you don't have a strong why, it's going to be easier to say, oh, I'll catch up when I can. And then that never happens. So just think for a moment, why, not only why do I want to join this course, because I'm guessing you want to learn hypnotherapy or self hypnosis so that you can discover things that may have been hiding within you. Maybe your main purpose is because you want to be able to release some trauma. Maybe you want to sleep better. Maybe you want to redirect how you think about things or the impulsive thoughts and emotions that come up. You want better control. You want more emotional maturity. There's numerous reasons why you're here, but I want you to make sure the strongest why is there so that when you want to quit or when you want to push it off, you remember, oh no, remember that thing? I deserve this. I want this. And this is why, because it's going to better my life. Or who else? So underneath, so I want you to on your, this is in your journal or notebook, by the way, the why. What is the why for being here? And then under that, who will benefit? Who's going to benefit in your life from you managing your emotions better, from you releasing things from the past, whether it's trauma or old ways of thinking or lies that have been told to you? What is who is going to benefit from you becoming a better person, for you becoming the more authentic you that's been within you all along? So who will benefit? Your spouse, your children, your parents, your friends, your neighbors, people at work. The reason I want you to get on paper, I want you to write down who are all the people that will benefit from your improvement. Two things. I want you, number one, to give your mind more evidence for why you need to show up and continue. And even when it gets tricky or difficult time-wise or whatever is going to come up, who all is going to benefit will help you stay on course. There are a number of different types of personalities. If you're close to my type of personality, you're going to do things for other people quicker than you'll do things for yourself. Now, you might be a rebel and the main person that's going to benefit you, and that's all you need to know. And that's great if that gives you the stamina to move forward. But if you are a little bit of a people pleaser, it's going to help your brain to know who else is going to benefit from my improvement. Okay. And maybe give a why. My son is going to benefit from me improving my life because why? I won't be on his back all the time. I'll understand him better. Maybe he'll learn from my example, all kinds of reasons, but just get with the who and the why. Put these two at the top of your page. There's stoppers and then there's supporters. What are the things that are going to come up that you already see coming up in your life that will stop you from moving forward? That can either be in this program or generally speaking. Maybe you're working on a new business. Maybe you're in school. Maybe you're in a relationship that you want to take to the next level, But then what? What comes in to stop and block you from moving forward or upwards wherever you're at in your life? And then write the list of supporters. What is here? What are my biggest supporters? They could be people, they could be feelings, emotions, personality traits. Your biggest support might be because you are stinking stubborn and you started it, so you're going to finish it. That would be a support. A support could be your somebody that's in the group with you that you're going to be accountability partners with. Your support could be a spouse. It could be a sibling or a child. Who or what are your biggest supporters? Okay. As you make this list, and you can pause this video before you move on. I would love for you to pause it, get everything on the list, and then start the video again. So now that you have your list of stoppers, I want you to look at each one and give yourself a reason why you won't let that stopper stop you. Okay? So for me, a stopper is usually time. I'm going to run out of time. So what I do to stop my stopper is say, I'm going to prioritize. I'm going to take care of this at a scheduled time. I'm going to do this before I get to watch my show that I'm into. I'm going to do it before blah, 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 whatever. So just give yourself something that you can fall in. What we're doing here is we're priming our brain. We're setting ourselves up for success. Because if you don't take the time to set yourself up for success, you're more likely to fall off the wagon and fail. But let me let you in on a little secret. You never fall off the wagon. My super wise sister shared this reality with me years ago. When we talk about falling off the wagon, think about it. What are the things we fall off the wagon for? Drinking or eating junk food or exercising, going to church. Usually it's things that we know are good for us, but we fall off the wagon. We just allow ourselves to stop. But do you really fall? Or is there something, some part of you that intentionally says, I don't want to go this direction anymore? Maybe it's scary. Maybe it's too hard. Maybe it's just not what you want anymore. And then you get to make that decision to step off the wagon. You don't fall off. It's intentional. And the reason I point that out is because it's important that you understand you always have choice. We're going to get into choice more in our next week's modules. Is all going to be about understanding when we have choice and when we are forced. Okay, so just a little sneak peek into that. All right, here I'm going to have to escape because I can't use my mouse on here. All right, so this is our comfort zone. This is you super happy in your comfort zone because this is what you're used to. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have pain in your life. You mostly likely do have pain in your life. And some of that happens because we grow. As we learn new things, oops, put comfort zone down here. As we learn new things and we practice and we question, we grow as humans. And then our comfort zone gets smaller and smaller. You see that? Okay, I'm just so good at art. As you grow, you push your way, and that's painful. When your comfort zone, when you start to feel pain within your life the way it is, that's a clue that it's you're expanding, but you don't want to go into this growth zone. This growth zone is outside of our comfort zone. And this is where the magic is. So we have our comfort zone. This is what's familiar, what we already know, our life the way it is. And our life may have all the kinds of things that we don't want, but still it's familiar. So sometimes staying in the pain inside your comfort zone feels easier than going outside where there's the unknown. And what if I die out there? Your brain, remember, or what we learned already, our subconscious brain, it's primal. It's all about keeping us alive. We want to go after easy, keep us alive, procreate, and what feels good. We don't like pain, but we would rather stay in pain in our comfort zone because it's familiar than go outside of our comfort zone, even if it's to get our goal, because we might die out there. Your subconscious wants to keep you alive. We might die if we go out of our comfort zone because we don't know what's out there, right? Think about that for a minute. But to get there, we have to go through the growth zone. And there's pain involved in the growing pains. Do you remember when you were a kid and you had growing pains? But you had to do it. Otherwise, you'd stay in that little bitty body. So the growth zone is important that we accept. And that's the second piece of the 3 A's. We have the awareness. We have the awareness, okay, this is painful. I don't want to be here anymore. I want to be over here. So let's put our goal back here. We want the goal. We know we've already felt how it feels in our mind, our imagination, what it feels like to have this goal, and we want it. But then we have to go out where it's new, where it's scary, where we might die. That's what your brain thinks. I might die if I go out there. I don't know what it is. So we push against the growth. We have to step into the growth. And that's what you're doing here. I'm so happy that you're here. You're in the growth zone. And it's fun. Once you're in there, you can feel the other feelings along with the pain. Okay? So you have other things like excitement, like curiosity. And as you grow, okay, you're growing, you're moving into the growth zone. You're brave enough to move into the growth zone. The growth zone grows. And as it grows, it ends up growing. You push out your reality until your goal is inside it and it becomes part of your new comfort zone. I want you to think about your world when you were 10. Have you ever gone back to see your high school, your elementary school that was so huge when you were little, but then when you go back as an adult, you're like, oh my gosh, this is so small. That's what it's like in our comfort zone. Our comfort zone is so small, but as we move, as we grow, as we learn, as we accept new things, as we replace old programs and lies, our world gets bigger and more expansive. And you all of a sudden see all the possibilities around you. So I want you to just think about that analogy. Think how you felt you were comfortable in that little bitty space. But if you were in that little bitty chair with that little bitty desk in your great big body, it wouldn't feel comfortable anymore. Because once you move out of your comfort zone, you can't go back and be comfortable. It feels off and wrong. And so then you feel depression or anxiety because you know you need to be out there where your goals are. Okay? So just think about that. and journal how you feel about that. And then we're going to touch on goals next week and all kinds of fun things. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know again if you have any questions. Post your questions in the comments.